Sin will always find you out. You can't hide from it, you can't run away from it, or its consequences. You may think that you've gotten away with it, but I guarantee you, you haven't. God keeps a record. And also, people notice a whole lot more than you think that they do. So, there's a good illustration of this in the scriptures with Reuben, who is Jacob's oldest son. And a lot of good things are said about Reuben, most notably when the brothers were conspiring to off Joseph. Reuben was the one that interceded, saved Joseph's life, and then they sold him into slavery instead. But God used that in a miraculous way to save them and a lot of other people during a very desperate time. But at the end of Jacob's life, Jacob calls all of his children together, and he begins with Reuben, begins to pronounce blessings upon his children. And you would think by the opening words that Jacob had to say about his oldest son that Reuben had nothing but commendations waiting for him. He begins with these words. He says, "My might and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity and the excellency of power." Those are some pretty good things being said about Reuben. But then the next words are, "Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel." He says you're undependable and you're not going to do well. And here's the reason why. So many years earlier, Reuben had gone in and committed sexual sin with his father's wife, one of his father's wives. May I note, not his own mother, but one of his father's handmaids. He went in and had intercourse with her, and Jacob heard it. And we don't have a record of Jacob ever confronting Reuben about this until at the very end of Jacob's life. And Jacob says, because of your sin, you're not going to do well. And your children are going to suffer, and their children are going to suffer because of what you have done. And so the application today is very basic and very simple. Sin always has consequences. There is a payment that has to be made. God's justice demands that. And the only way for us to have forgiveness is through the blood of Jesus Christ, because Jesus has taken the punishment for our sin upon himself. You can't hide sin, and you can't run away from it. The only way to deal with it is by faith in Jesus Christ.